Hello, welcome to Goblin's Discord. Today I'm joined by Connor. Connor,
Hi, my name is Connor Summers, and I write at theregalbeagle.dog. And I also operate a priestly service to Hermes that is no cost. And if you ever want to make a prayer to Hermes, just send me a direct message on at Real Regal Beagle on Instagram, and I will add you to the prayer list. There we go.
Hermes the god, but also maybe like
Yes.
Hermes as a slang term for Hermaphs. I don't know. That's where my mind.
Well, fun fact, uh, the word hermaphrodite comes from his and Aphrodite's child, Hermaphrodite, who
Oh,
contained both,
hermaphrodite.
yeah, Hermaphrodite, who contained both male and female sexual characteristics, and that's where we got that word.
Oh, that's
Because
cool.
Hermes is the pure male sexual energy, and Aphrodite is the pure female sexual energy. And whenever they come together, one can't overpower the other, so they combine instead into one being,
Ooh,
Hermaphrodite.
beautiful. Well, and that beautifully ties into Amanda Lepore, who we're typing. Um, yeah, also I have new services rolled out if you want an Inferno recording, an Inferno typing roast of your core and wing. Cheaper than my full typing. Okay, look it up. Look it up on my Ko-Fi link if you're interested. Limited time, going up in price. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay. Oh my God. Yeah, so I feel like I mean we could type it, we could like just soft type Dave LaChapelle. I always fuck up. Yeah, it's David LaChapelle. I always get him confused with Dave Chappelle. Anyways, it doesn't matter.
Very
Um,
different people.
yeah, two very different people. I think he's like a 378 or something, but I don't know if that's right. But we're typing Amanda Lepore. What is your like? What is your knowledge?
So, uh, of Amanda Lepore, I know that she has been huge in the like New York nightlife scene. She's had a million plastic surgeries, and for some reason, I think she's trans.
Yeah, she is.
Okay. I wasn't sure if I was correct about that, but I do know that she's a huge staple in the queer community and is just a caricature of herself at all times. I love her. I think she's amazing.
Yeah, she's like Jessica Rabbit, blonde Jessica Rabbit vibes. But yeah, she
Huge.
was like, I feel like she became also like super famous for her photos with David LaChapelle. They're really cool too. Like, I guess that was like a riff on like Andy Warhol stuff, but I don't know, nothing's coming up. Um, but yeah, she kind of has an iconic look that was almost like based on like I think Marilyn Monroe, but then people I think like Sharon Needles kind of based her look off Amanda Lepore a little bit as well. So I think there's like this sort of butterfly effect. That's not the right word. Ripple effect?
Or like feedback loop.
Feedback loop. Yeah. Feedback loop of like fabulous blonde and yeah. Um yeah, we can watch some videos. I mean, if you were just to type her or just have like an estimation of her type just from like images, what would you go with?
My off the cuff is sexual social. Um, three wing four, nine wing one, seven wing six.
Mhm.
Uh, she does to me. Like just radiates a certain sexuality that is a caricature of itself, and I think threes are really good at doing that.
Hmm.
I haven't watched a lot of interviews with her, so this is just pure visual vibes. Um, yeah, and that's kind of what I'm getting from her just straight away.
Yeah, I agree with like the types in each center. I lean like nine wing one core, but could bend. And yeah, I think you're right about sexual social. Um but
dresses to get attention. Who doesn't?
yeah, so seven influence confirmed and maybe sexual. Um, but oh wow, okay, yeah, she looked way different. Yeah, she's like definitely like cultivated a very specific kind of streamlined cartoon. She's like hyper feminine. It's like a hyper feminine Barbie kind of aesthetic, but from
Yeah.
like the 50s. Um, I'm probably butchering that. I'm sorry if you are three, Amanda. I fucked up your image, your image thing. Okay, well we could always. I don't know. I'm just randomly clicking on stuff. Tell me if you can't hear.
I can hear.
Hi, I'm Amanda Lepore. Yes, and she is a woman that you look at and you just want to admire. And I think that you are an authentic person that has taken on a brave step when you were very young, but it was something inside of you that you must have always known that you, Amanda Lepore, just had to be. Oh yeah, I mean, I certainly changed my steps like really quickly and knew that I was a girl, from the get-go. And I would even tell my parents, like, why can't I wear this dress or why can't I do this or that? And when I heard of sex changes, like I wanted to get one right away. That was like my first step. And I did get that first. I did get a nose job first, and then I got a vagina right away, even before food.
She's very soft spoken, but she's kind of like talking about like assertive kind of things.
Yeah, she's talking about like she very clearly knew, as she says, she very clearly knew what she wanted from a very young age and wasn't going to be told differently. Um, which doesn't discount nine in my opinion. But definitely I think the three and the seven are there for sure, 100%.
Yeah.
Uh, but the soft spokenness is very interesting, and she's not looking at the interviewer
Hmm.
at all.
It
Like
almost looks like
she's
she's reading.
yeah, like she's looking straight ahead, or whenever she looks at the interviewer, it's like down. She's looking down.
Yeah.
Um, I'm not quite sure what that means typologically, but I am noticing the interviewer is looking directly at her and she's not making eye contact.
I think like she's probably had last, not that it matters, but she definitely feels like that 9339 kind of blank slate sort of, even though she's like, expressing herself in her own unique way, but the way that she's kind of articulating feels very like smooth and like, I don't know,
Airy.
inoffensive. Yeah, even though she's like, then I got a vagina and like, but yeah, it's very like soothing and like it's not like the seven brand of like, and then I got a
Exactly. Not seven for sure.
pussy.
Hi, I'm Amanda. Like that was what she opened with.
Yeah.
Even before the boobs.
Well, I had hormone
Step,
boobs,
we had to do it
like
step by step.
nothing like us. No.
Step by step, step by step. So you knew immediately. You knew this is who I am, and
Oh, yeah.
this is what I want
I
the
didn't
world
know.
to see.
I didn't know anything else.
Yeah. And then you had a grandma that was really supportive to you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. She was really. My mother was schizophrenic, so she was in and out of hospitals.
Oh, I'm sorry.
But
Sorry.
it made it easier for me because my father would feel bad and then let me play dolls or whatever. So, so it kind of helped in that situation, really. Because the focus was more on her and. Mine wasn't that serious, so it was like easier. But my grandmother was really sweet. She let me play with purses and gave me jewelry and, things like that. And my mother said that she did burlesque or something when she was younger. So I think that she sort of understood all, the kind of like super femininity.
Hmm.
So what's making me laugh is just she expresses gratitude for her mother being schizophrenic because it put all the attention on the mother and she got to do whatever she wanted.
Yeah.
Which that is selling me on nine a little more.
Positive reframe.
Very positive reframing. Um
But
Yeah,
also
what are you thinking?
wild because that if she's born in 1967, that would have been in like the like early 70s. So that's actually that was like kind of unheard of too. Or maybe I don't wait, where did she come from? Or New Jersey. I'm sure that was like absolutely scandalous, like where she was from.
I'm gonna Google that. I think Cedar Grove is like a wealthier suburb too.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'm gonna check that.
Ooh. Oh, she has. Oh, I have to open this in a private window. I keep forgetting to sign out of my blocked Instagram account. Hang on. How do I share another window? Oh, I can't.
Oh, give me the Wikipedia page.
I really don't want to edit these. Yeah, I keep forgetting to sign out of my cursed account after I got
Which one's your
blocked by
cursed
some
account?
asshole guy got me kicked off fucking Instagram because he didn't like one of my stories. Oh my god, I can't even just like click on Instagram. Well, anyways, Amanda Lepore has Instagram. It does look very sexual. So here, I'm just gonna send it. Wonder if I can share your. Actually, you probably have like a chaotic thing too.
I'm not blocked though. Hold on.
I
Let me
wonder,
find
will it let you share your screen, or are we gonna see
it
like
might.
pains of
It might.
titles of porn?
No porn, no porn on Instagram.
It's just naked photos of you.
Again, they get removed. I got a strike for that one. You know exactly which photo I'm talking about. Is it sharing?
Is it the asparagus one?
It's the asparagus one.
Yes, it is.
There we go.
That I mean, that
Okay.
does look pretty imagey, but I wonder if she's almost just having fun with her image, like a three wing four sort of fix looseness or something. I'm not sure, but
Well,
that
she
is,
definitely has a very distinct look. Like she
yeah.
just, I mean, it's the same character each time.
It also looks so like seven wing six fixed like as well because it's just so like cartoonish.
Yeah, and she knows she looks cartoonish, and she dresses appropriately to, like there's a self knowledge about how she's coming across. Oh, look, she was with Trixie Mattel. Um, yeah, I to me it does seem very sexual and very image conscious. Oh my gosh, look at this one.
Oh, that's
That can't
probably third, I
she
guess.
can't be cinched that tight. No, it's an image distortion. Thank God. So so so
I mean, that is kind of the three wing four fantasy, I feel like on some level.
yeah, definitely not three wing two.
No.
That's a nice one.
Yeah. She always
Um,
looks good.
naked guy with the Bible. Love that.
Oh, speaks to your heart.
Anyway, so what are you thinking?
Yeah, I'm not sure about her core. I mean, we could watch like I guess some more interviews. She seemed I guess like threes can seem kind of flatter as well. Although I don't know how curated her image is for interviews if she's like sort of dialing it in to seem refined and stuff.
Yeah, I'm wondering if her pictures seem more three-ish than her actual core type. Because
Yeah.
I have noticed there are some very three-ish seeming nines.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Yeah, I
I'm gonna
especially think like sexual or people like ones that have sexual or I guess because I think that like nines can like lose themselves into in the role like even maybe more than a three can because they can kind of dissociate from like maybe the shame part that would like activate a three to I don't know have sort of like a reactive stance to their image whereas nines can just be the image. I don't know.
yeah, well, and I think they can loop it with their head center very easily to keep disassociating from their gut center. And so like if you are a 9 and you have a 3 and a 7 fix, and you have that 9 compartmentalized off, and you're using your 3 and your 7 to loop it together, I could see coming across like Amanda Lepore is coming across very easily. If she was a core 9. I'm not sure yet. I think like more active interviews might help get a better sense.
If you feel like finding an interview you can't do, otherwise it doesn't matter to me.
Okay, let me
the teleprompter one was like maybe not that helpful.
Let me try to find one. I have my screen paused right now so no one can see my degeneracy.
Yeah, take your time. I don't care. Could put the watch, just fast forward. Just like my editing era will begin again, but not right now.
Editing is so hard. Oh my God, it takes forever.
I like editing, like I like making the intros.
I liked the intro you made where the person got cut in half with a chainsaw. That was great.
I don't remember that one.
I think it was a frustration video.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh.
Okay, I found a better interview.
Okay.
With Mike. Okay, I'm gonna resume sharing. Let's see if this comes up. Is it working?
Yes.
Okay, let's see if my audio is working. Can you hear it?
No.
Crap. Okay.
Oh, sorry. Well, you could always put it on closed cap. Oh, I guess we want it for the video though.
So you can't quite hear it. Let me troubleshoot.
He's kind of like what Perez Hilton, I feel like, was trying for and failed at. Evan Ross Katz became. We should say Perez Hilton too.
No, he did a real 180 on. He's like, I shouldn't have done all this stuff.
Yeah, it makes me think he might be a 6'7" or something, where he has not. He seemed like a 7, but I don't think he is.
Yeah, I think it's because he's social sexual.
Yeah, and he's like, because
share sound. It's literally. Oh no, I didn't mean to interrupt you. I was mad at myself because it's literally just a thing that says share sound. Anyway, so what were we saying about Perez Hilton? Perez Hilton, rather.
Oh no, we could just type him. I wanted to type him and Michael K of Delisted. I don't know if you ever read Delisted, but yeah, you're too young. I'm dating myself.
I've heard of it.
He was more like elevated Perez Hilton. Yeah.
Interesting. Okay, let's see if the sound is on now.
Here at Mike, I am joined by an international nightlife legend,
awesome.
Amanda Lepore. Thank you so much for joining us.
Oh, thank you.
Actress, DJ, author. I mean, the list really goes on and on. James Franco is shook because Amanda is that much of a multi-hyphenate in terms of her talent. So we in the late 1970s, early 1980s. It was a really different time for trans individuals, especially trans people in the media.
So people weren't really sure and kind of like afraid of it, I think. So they didn't really understand it. So I would get like harassed a lot, and it didn't really have like a happy time.
I know for me,
it's so, yeah, it doesn't seem like a 3 speaking style at all.
No, I think 9 probably.
Yeah.
But why do you say that, the speaking style?
So I noticed with the 3s I know, there's still a forcefulness to the way they're speaking, even if it's very composed. It's they have something they're showing you. And what they're showing you is the image they have crafted, and they're trying to get you to reinforce and reaffirm. It doesn't, like, most of the 3s I know are SP3s, and they speak very directly, very bluntly, very encouragingly, but it's not so soft. It doesn't have that airy sensation. There was something she was doing with her, the way she was actually talking to the interviewer this time, that was very, it felt very sincere. And not to say that threes can't be sincere, but there was no,
They tell you, I'm gonna be truthful. Like it's a
yeah,
good
exactly. It was just that nine way of flowing out to the other person. Um, and which is weird compared to the other one, which I think you're right. She was reading off a teleprompter.
yeah, it was weird.
This is already a different interview. Okay,
I
I'm
think
gonna.
like nine wing ones are also way more easily mistaken for three wing four than like a nine wing eight, for example. Like even with sexual social, like nine wing eights are kind of like sloppier and kind of more like I don't know.
Yeah, I like a little more blunt, a
Mm.
little less, a little more. I don't know, Homer Simpson. What does that mean? I don't know. Okay, I'm gonna play another clip.
To me, because like I like that role. So, but at the same time, like I knew that they didn't like me, so it was strange, you know.
And I read that you spent a lot of your early days alone in the beginning. What were some of the things that you were thinking about or exploring in your youth when you were alone?
I don't know. I would just like play with dolls and just, I don't know, just escape. Maybe talk to my mother, stuff like that.
And then can you talk about meeting your first boyfriend, Michael, and the impact that he and both him and his father had on you?
The father was like more accepting than anything. Like he actually, legally adopted me and had me get like my sex change and everything. So it was like really great and super open-minded, for that time especially too.
You played the role of.
So in that clip, some keywords that I heard were uh that escaping was a big part of it for her, and a lot of I don't know, I don't know, I don't know.
Yeah,
Which
passing it off.
she was saying I don't know to stuff that you didn't need to there you didn't need to say that.
Yeah. It's
Like
kind of
I
like
didn't,
associating.
yeah, I didn't understand why she was saying, but yeah, I don't know.
Mhm.
Like there was a half-formed opinion that she wasn't sure whether or not she should uh bandy about.
Mhm.
So I was seeing a lot of that there.
But I don't think she's nine wing eight because of her pulled in poised look, but she does kind of speak more like a nine wing eight. Um, I guess but she has that pointy kind of frustration thing going on too, where it's sort of like, I don't know, like, whereas like nine wing eights, I don't know. Now I'm saying it. I've
I
attached to the, um, but she's not
I
curating it, yeah, like a three would. Or like pinging ponging at like a seven would, where it's like, I was playing with my dolls and like creating some like really inappropriate.
jokes. It's it could be the fact that there's two assertive fixes there, because I I don't see anything other than a 3 and a 7 for the other two fixes.
Yeah, I think like nines with seven and three can be actually pretty assertive. I feel
Yeah.
like you see a lot in like the life coaching space, like they're kind of getting
Oh
after
yeah.
getting after their cheddar. There's cosmic cheddar.
Want to do one more on this
Yeah,
on this
I mean,
particular video?
I think we need more. We need more, a little bit more Lepore. Yeah, but she does have a cool. She has such a cool look to her, like that. Like it's very stylized, but I think that that also can speak to her stacking, like that she has this curated pinup thing going on. But it
Yeah,
doesn't feel like SPSO pinup. It feels like self-created. Like she's the icon. Like, look at me, I'm the icon. You're not going to get a lot out of me verbally, but
exactly.
voila.
Everything is coming through her star power, which she clearly has a ton of.
I think it can be a body type thing too, where it's like I'm the focus, like without SP, where it's like this physicality as well, where it's more about like the meat.
Exactly.
Because like, what does she do? Like, I
I
mean, I think she said like she like, but she doesn't seem like. Does she have music?
I don't think she does. I think she's mostly just a nightlife figure.
I feel like
Like
she's famous for
I
existing.
uh after the modeling, like DJing, I believe became a thing. I may be crazy. I may be speaking out my ass, but I'm almost 99% sure I'm not.
Yeah, no, I
I'm
think
pretty sure she does nightlife stuff, and that's how she maintains her fame.
yeah.
And all the drag queens love her, especially like Trixie Mattel and Katya, and some, because those are my two favorites. They talk about her all the time. So
Well, and I think like the fact that she has 9w1 and 314 speaks to her being having that refinement that is actually like sort of aspirational, I think, to like a clunky clunky drag queen who's like falling apart at the seams where it's like
exactly.
Amanda Lepore.
Just so put together. Okay. Let's see what else Amanda has in store for us.
Lots of successful fashion stuff. A lot of people hated me, and then there was people that liked me, but all the good people liked me, so it didn't really matter.
I want to talk about your appearance on the Tyra Banks show from about a decade ago. I was rewatching it recently, and just watching the audience's reaction and Tyra's general treatment of you, it felt a little bit like she was treating you like a character and not so much a human being. That was from my perception. Almost like sort of a carnival act. And I'm curious what your thoughts were coming on the show. I thought you did a really great job of representing yourself, but did you feel in that moment like you were being brought on the show to really depict you in a positive light?
I didn't know what she was doing, but when I watched the show, I think that she seemed so much more fake than me.
Was it difficult being on audience members and just seeing their sort of sneers, and
Love
there just
it.
seemed to be this reaction from them that they weren't treating you like a human being? I found that really jarring watching it.
I don't know. I have like a really good thing of, maybe it was from being harassed as a kid, but like I ignore people, so I didn't even notice the audience. I would have to take a better look. So I don't know. I just was focusing on her and like talking to her.
And I feel like America had a really big obsession with.
So what do you what do you think about that?
That could speak to her being asexual. I'm zeroing in maybe on her, but maybe not. But the exposing six, I love. If you think Tyra Banks is a six, I'm not sure, but she clearly has a six in her type. And because her whole model, I don't know, she like outed Sasha Grey. She like, or like didn't out her, but she like shamed her on TV. She has this whole like history of shaming girls. So it's like maybe she's actually a three herself, but she has this whole history of like shaming with the six way of like you're bad and I'm good and like I don't know, it's like so super ego influenced. It's so gross. I love Tyra Banks, but she's a fucking bitch. Like it's so like the most super ego way of like. But I feel like super ego types do try to shame you a lot, like because they can do the whole like you're being naughty, you're bad, like you're diseased, you're doing all the wrong things, and like by virtue of me saying that, it means I'm good. I'm a good girl. So she like kind of did make like a real meal out of that. Like the Naomi, oh, I keep, I feel like I recorded a Naomi Campbell Tyra Banks episode and then I never put it up, but it was just that interview. Did you ever watch that? I'm going so off track.
No, I haven't.
Oh, oh, it
Is it
is
amazing?
it's amazing. It's like Tyra Banks trying to shame Naomi Campbell the whole time to admit she was mean to her. She was a mean girl. And Naomi's like, "Well, I'm sorry you felt that way, but I don't remember that." Like it's so good. Naomi Campbell, who also I think has like 7 and 3. So I think there's definitely a thing of like, you do you, honey. I'm not interested in your weird six thing that you're trying to pull me into.
I'm not gonna get down to your level.
Yeah, like, do you mean to me with me dissing that or just in general?
No, no, no. Like no, like trying to play their game,
Yeah.
like a lot of a lot of sixes want you to play their rules of engagement, and if you refuse to play, it just frustrates them more and more. And so as long as you don't play, you can't lose.
Yeah.
So, which really is the
That's why
goal.
sixes love sevens and hate them at the same time. They want to hate fuck us so bad.
Oh man.
Do you want to add anything? I just kind of like rambled.
No, I just thought it was very her response was very funny. Like I didn't even care.
Also, I wonder if that speaks to her being social middle because she's just kind of like whatever about how she's perceived, and like obviously she cares about how she's perceived, but it's like only in her like Amanda Lepore icon way.
Yeah, there's no um like social dominant people have some concern about their reputation. They could maybe want a bad reputation or a wild reputation or whatever, but there was no honing in on my reputation was damaged. It was, well, I was there and I did my thing, so who cares?
Yeah.
And I mostly see that from like social middles, like uh, self-preservation, social has some concern. Everybody has some concern about the reputation, but whenever I feel like I am being seen by other people in a way that is not congruent with what I want my reputation to be, it makes me feel panicked. Like I start trying to figure out how to fix the situation. What do I need to delete something? Do I need to post something? Do I need to write something? Like what do I need to do to rectify this mental thing that I have going on in terms of how I want to be seen? And social middles don't spiral out like that really. Unless it gets real bad, like you, I don't know, were got charged as a pedophile, then they might kill themselves maybe. But um barring that, they seem to have a pretty solid handle on things are going to be okay.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. And she's definitely cultivated like a persona where people are just like looking up to her and like Amanda Lepore without but again like what does she do? Like I don't like she's in stuff, you know what I mean?
yep.
It's sort of like the nine falling upwards thing where they just sort of like become famous by accident because they're like they just keep saying yes or like just keep existing. But it's like funny because nines have that whole like core ego fear of not existing, so then it can be like it sounds like she was doing her own thing 100%. Like she knew as a child like this is I'm Amanda Lepore, but I almost wonder if it was also like somehow like these things worked out for her, do you know what I mean? So it's sort of just
Yeah.
like she just kind of like leaned in.
Well, and she also said something that I think is very telling in this interview and the clips we've seen so far, which is, but it didn't matter because the good people liked me.
Oh yeah, yeah, 3-4
So it's
and maybe a bit of seven, I don't know.
it's all very very telling.
I don't think she meant good in the super ego way either. I think she meant like the worthy people.
Yeah, exactly. That was how I took it. Not like morally good,
Yeah, like
but
a loser's entire bank's fucking audience. Like,
yeah, who cares about them? They chose to waste their time by going to the Tyra Banks show live. They didn't get brought on stage.
God, this
Okay.
like this combo is definitely my favorite of just all the celeb combos. It's just always
She's
4 with 7.
if I ever decide to transition, which
You'll
is
be
not going to happen, but I'm gonna go all the way and be Amanda Lepore.
I could see you going like wild Kathy Bates.
Oh, that would be amazing. Just breaking people's legs, smoking a ton of pot and going on talk shows high.
Capturing people, doing pagan rituals. I'm the Empress.
Hey, we have to make it happen. Okay. You gotta have your own signature style. And mine is mildly torturing people, apparently.
This is like Midsommar meets meets.
Oh, that would be hot.
Sorry, Connor.
I would be the lady smashing the old man's head in with a hammer. Dream job.
I would definitely end up getting burned alive, no doubt.
Oops.
I have enough six in my type to know it would be coming and I would run. So
Off into the forest.
I guess
Okay.
I'll hijack this video about Amanda, but I don't know. Should we watch a little bit more or
I think maybe one more little clip. I want to find. Oh, they're going to talk about her Instagram. Okay, I think that would be a good last one for her.
Really great for everything because like anybody could find what they're looking for and identify, like especially for kids growing up in like small places and stuff and everything, they could find anything. I think it's just everything became like more accepted and known. I think like it's, you know, not so underground because it's so available.
Now, you said that in the past that you feel a deep connection to the show RuPaul's Drag Race. What are your thoughts on Drag Race's relationship with trans women?
I think that anybody that dresses as a woman has to somewhat feel like a girl, you know, just to get all dressed up like that. I always like drag and bio women and, you know, like bio queens and all that. I like dressing up and fantasy and everything, and I think it's just more interesting people.
What are your thoughts with regard to the ways in which
What was a weird answer?
I also think if she was like a seven or a three wing four, she'd be trying to take credit for like like
Yeah.
this movement. She'd be like, it's because of me. I was one of the like Renaissance queens. Like I was the trailblazer. Like she's like not really taking credit, even though she clearly was actually one of them kind of like foremothers or whatever.
And
Um,
huge influences on so many drag queens.
Yeah, she's not. She doesn't. I don't think really flex in interviews that and like there's that would be on like that like that's out of the question. If she was a three and four, she'd be taking credit for it. If she was like a seven, she'd be taking credit for it.
Or she would at least have some mildly unrelated story about an answer to the question at the very least. I have never seen Seven so succinctly answer a question.
Oh, did she? Was
Like it was a very succinct way of answering the question, and I feel like if she was a seven core, we would be getting a lot more information.
yeah, yeah, Spilly, right? Yeah, I think
And
she
it'll be a
also
little
does
more
the
dramatic.
sexual nine thing of sort of just like I'm beautiful because I'm here. Like I feel like they're sort of just. I feel like, and she does bring up fantasy, like you said a couple times in the short amount of time we watched this. But it's like I think what I've noticed with like SX nines, sometimes nines in general, is that they almost just like think you'll like just notice them, and like it's I don't know. There's a sort of thing of like I'm just here, and like wow, you're here, like it's like no, I don't know. It's this weird entitled thing I've noticed about nines, where it's like they're not actively entitled. It's like this passive entitlement of like, where it's like, why
Yeah,
aren't you noticing me? Why aren't you making space for me? Why aren't you? So then when they get to claim it, it can be this like, I exist.
yeah, exactly. And I to piggyback on that, I find that nines feel like if someone wants to talk to them, then that person will approach them. To a lot of nines, there's a mentality of if they don't approach me, they don't want to talk to me without a acknowledgement that engagement and interaction is a two-way street. And a person can choose to text you, interact with you in real life, whatever, at any time. Like you don't have to be approached. You can be the one who approaches someone else. Um,
I feel like they can also make like a mountain out of a molehill though too, where you interact with them once and then there's like this fantasy in their mind now of like the attachment like that you've created. Like if they're like attracted to you or they just like you or something. I don't know if
Yeah.
this makes sense. Like I think the sevens can I always think that people are in love with me. So
You just go up and talk to them.
like no, it's like, people just come up, look at me, and I'm like, they're obsessed with me. I mean, they're stalking on the internet.
Well, that's how I am at bars. I'm talking to everybody. I already have like four people who I know by name, and I've been to a bar twice. And now I've decided we're best friends, and I say hi to them every time I see them. I Facebook friended like nine people, and they all accepted the request. They shouldn't have. That was a terrible mistake, but they did. So I find with assertive types, there's a really neat push towards we've interacted, and I decided I want to see where this goes. And nines, you they really want you to put in the effort to get to know them and unlock the mysteries of them.
Mm,
Because if you collect yourself, stop rambling. Because I think it comes back to the fact that they mitigate and minimize their self-importance.
yeah.
And so whenever you are putting in the effort to get to know them, it helps soothe that egoistic wound of self-erasure,
Yeah.
because it's you're working to know me, you're working to notice me, so I matter.
And I find that kind
That's
of triggering when they do that. It's
yeah.
funny, I thought this guy that I know is a 379, like three in that order. And I just talked to him a little bit recently, and I was like, oh no, he's a nine. Because he was just sort of initiating and then waiting for me to pick up the ball and keep throwing it. And I was like, I don't have the energy for whatever this is now. And so I just like
Yeah.
ignored him after because I was like, I'm hot. But I was like, you're like, what? I'm supposed to, you threw the ball at me and then it landed like this, and now I have to be the one juggling it? Like, forget it. Fucking forget it. I'm not a jester.
Yep.
Like, I'm not a court jester. If you want me to talk to you, bring something to me that's actually juicy that I want to put my fucking, don't want to stick my teeth into. Not to say that nines don't do that, but I have noticed a pattern just interpersonally or whatever, where yeah, it's like here's the thing. It's like
Yep.
cool. But I think like assertive types, when they do it, it's more like I'm putting a pin in you. It's like opening the tabs thing on the browser. It's like I'll come back to you later. Oh, okay, yeah, you over here. I'll come back to you. Like, okay, now let's like get something going here, or whether it's like friends or sexy times or whatever. But there's this sort of
Or
like
having 80 billion projects going.
butterfly. And then I think like threes, how threes do it is more like someone activated my shame wound, and so now I'm talking to you to make myself feel worthy, and like I want you to validate my self image, and I'm gonna triangulate you now, or
Please let me know I don't suck.
yeah. Oh, I know. I feel like the more I learn about threes, the more I have sympathy for them, but um whatever. Not my problem.
But it will run out.
But yeah, it's almost like an inverse of the nine thing. It's just like more alive or something. Anyways, kind of this turned into a bit of a roast.
Oops. Um,
Okay.
okay. Do we need to watch another one, or do you want to give her a type?
Yeah. Well, you take it away, Connor.
Okay, so after after looking at the images and watching the couple of interviews, I think she's sexual social. Nine wing one, three wing four, seven wing six.
Agree, yeah.
That's gonna be my typing.
So that, yeah, that makes her like a, I don't know, I have a bunch of names for it, like Pixie Grifter, Fawn Star, like Faun. Um, and then what her like alter ego type would be wing 137. Can't remember what I call that one. And then and then her shadow type is like 1, 4, 6, which is like to me is like scab doily. It's like yeah, dark Karen. It's the nitpicky, but she kind of has that. You can see that like poison flower blooming beneath the like fun haze where it's like, I don't care, honey.
Oh, I heard she can, like, from what I know about her, she can rip people apart.
No,
Just,
really?
yeah. If you cross her, then well, don't do it. So,
Yeah, whether you're 3 or 7 second, I suppose you're gonna have a little bit of vicious.
viciousness. Okay, I'm gonna stop sharing my screen now.
Okay, and I'll stop this recording. Thank you for watching.